is Console Wars the card game. Featuring more famous video games than you can shake a stick at, Console Wars finally allows you to win a war you've been fighting and probably losing on the internet your entire life. Quit being a keyboard warrior with the warm embrace of anonymity to protect you. Now you and your friends can fight on the front lines, battling for incredible franchises, exclusivity, and eventual victory. Collect some of the most famous video game franchises of all time. Protect them with loyal and frighteningly dedicated fans. Brave the volatile video game industry and claim the ultimate victory in the console wars. Your favorite video game making mega corporation needs you. Enlist today. Head to consolewarsgame.com. Pick up a copy of Console Wars the card game, outshine your rivals, and prove that your platform reigns supreme. Out now. This is XboxEra. We're an independent, community-funded publication focused on providing the best coverage and discussion of your favourite platform, Xbox. With best-in-class forums, a kick-ass Discord server, and awesome merch, XboxEra.com is your destination for the best news, reviews, and features focused on what you care about. With shows like the Xbox Era podcast, headlines, and a whole heap of Patreon-exclusive content, we're proud to be an independent publication completely funded by you. If you value having an outlet truly focused on your preferred place to play, you can become one of the cool kids by supporting us directly via Patreon. Just head to patreon.com/XboxEra. You get cool swag and awesome perks, and we get to keep doing what we do. Become a part of the best Xbox community on the internet and help us grow even larger. Thank you for your support. Everything XboxEra does is only made possible by the growing army of incredible Patreon supporters. Our MVPs and executive producers are all incredible people, but even more so are our grand benefactors, Croat56, Assassin, and Kevin S. All of this under the watchful eye of our lovely and benevolent CEO, Torn Raptor. If you want to become part of one of the best communities on the internet, head to patreon.com/XboxEra, where your patronage can help keep us alive for another month. Hello friends, and welcome to the last episode of Headlines in 2025. It's XboxEra's twice weekly news show, but not next week, because this is the last one, where we cover all of the latest and greatest in gaming news. This week, a little bit different, because there's not a huge amount of news.
There was actually a fair amount. I didn't throw all of it in there because... Yeah, I didn't throw it all in there because we had all the year in review stuff we were going to do, and it wasn't huge, but there was actually a surprising amount.
Yeah, we'll get through it all. Not to worry. Today's date is December 18th. I'm your host, John, and joining me as always is reviews editor Jesse Norris. Hello, mate.
Hola.
You good?
Adventure Time is coming to Power Wash Simulator 2. I just got an email. That is a good collab.
The news is coming through thick and fast.
I'll write that one after this.
As a bonus for our Patreon members, we do make audio versions of these news-focused shows available for them to listen to in Patreon via their preferred podcast app. But if you're on Spotify, you can link your account there and listen to it there instead. If you would like to support XboxEra directly and maybe make it your New Year's resolution for 2026, head over to patreon.com/XboxEra. A couple of little bits and pieces. The first thing I absolutely want to tell everybody watching, anybody that tunes in after the fact, whatever, is that right now over on the XboxEra.com website is our community Game of the Year vote. It is live. You can just click the article. It is an easy peasy drop down form with all the games in it, and your favourite game gets 10 points. Your least favourite but still very good game gets 1 point. And then by December 31st, we will have added them all up and presented you with not just a written article confirming your votes for Game of the Year 2025, but also a lovely video which Ursel is going to be editing together.
And we can believe him now.
Yeah, he does things.
A thing.
So, a thing. So I'm going to put a link in the chat. If you haven't voted yet, go and do it, please. It would really, really make us very happy, because it's free and it's easy. And it's not hard, so come on. But in other site news, yes, at long last, much to our shock and mild amusement,
Ursel has released his Hollow Knight Silksong review 3 months after the fact. But that's okay. We don't mind. Jesse's setup broke and he's cross. He's
you know why? It's because God damn it, that one. It's because I redid my drivers right before the stream, and so OBS is like, I don't know what anything is anymore. And YouTube doesn't want to friggin' maximize. There we go. But yeah, it took him 3 months. I'm hearing myself, by the way. But he did it. So we can no longer fully make fun of him for it. As fun as it was to constantly poke and prod, it's out and it's good and it's pretty long. 16-minute review, very positive. Not to I think anyone's shock, as it was one of the best received games of the year. I quite liked the first game, giving it an 8. And Jesus, Mr. Sherez, well done, Soul. The DLC they just announced is going to take 6 months to review. Then, haha, it's going to take probably 6 months to come out,
or longer.
Yeah, they got their Sea of Sorrow first expansion, which I believe is free, and they have like 3 of them. Soul seems to think planned. I liked Hollow Knight. I have not played Silksong yet because I would have to really commit the time, and it's been very hard to find that. Though we are finally we're at the point of the year where we have a little tiny bit, like the teeny tiny bit, and then Christmas eats it all up. So I will live vicariously through this very well done review.
Yeah, I have to admit, he did a really good job on the intro as well. I was like vibing with his like music and timing the hits to all the like beats of the track. It was really, really solid.
You should have just taken a cutscene from the game and then just played it for 3 minutes and called himself Nick.
Yeah. Just let it play. Just silently, everyone watching. Isn't this the game? It's all fun. It's all fun times. In other news, Jesse has a spoiler-filled review up for Fallout Season 2, Episode 1. I've not read it. Not gonna.
Yeah, it's meant to be read after you watch the show.
I think I'm going to just not watch any until all of the episodes are available, because I like to binge these things.
In last year's was a binge, and this year's is not, and they didn't give us the whole season. They gave us 6 episodes. So any season review you've seen is not a season review, which is why I didn't bother doing one. I'm gonna watch it and write up the review every Tuesday or Wednesday. I think they go live Wednesday mornings. So I'm gonna watch them on Tuesday, write it up, have it all good to go. It will be a recap spoiler review, because those are something I never get to write for actual games. We always have to tiptoe the line. It's actually really nice to just talk about what you've seen directly. Have those done. They go live when the episode does, and then I'll have a season review after episode 8 airs at the beginning of February.
Nice. Also, if you're really keen and you're looking for another game to add to your things to play in 2025, and you happen to be a big, I think it's Nickelodeon fan, Dora Rainforest Rescue is a review that is live now from Gyotto. I don't know why. He picked some curious games to check out.
He wants to do all the game mill sloppy stuff. He just likes doing them for some reason.
He likes doing them. Who can we can't complain. Man's a legend.
Yeah, we're not paying him for him.
Exactly, right? You enjoy it. You knock yourself out, Gyotto. So we've got all of that up on the site. And in breaking news, I'm skipping the queue here. Breaking news: Helldivers 2 is getting another collab. It is not with Microsoft this time, but indeed with Sony, as it crossovers with Killzone.
That's returning, right?
Legendary Warzone. No, I don't believe so.
Yeah, so they had things you had to buy before, but now they're part of this ticket. But I think you get them for free.
Oh, no. This is Super Earth has sanctioned its first ever deployment of PlayStation forged Killzone content to arm valiant Xbox recruits.
Yeah,
so you're right.
Yeah, it had come back, but this is more and new.
Yeah, and it's coming to the Xbox platform. Yeah, for gamers. So
oh my god,
that's cool.
Wow, we're far away from the Rocket League days where you could have the Armadillo on Xbox and Mario and Luigi cars on Switch, and I don't remember what they had on PlayStation. But you couldn't see them if you were playing on the other platform. You just got a generic-ass car because people wouldn't. And then Fortnite broke open that dam, and now Minecraft has as well. And you can just have your IP everywhere and make a bunch of money, and everyone's happy because, as we'll get into later, boy, things are looking dire.
Nah, forget later. We're going to get into that.
Oh shit!
Right now. We're going to dive straight into that one. Matt Piscatella over at Sakana shared some of the statistics for November of 2025 and revealed that it happened to be the worst year for hardware in like a decade in terms of sales.
No, it was 3 decades. 1995, it was the lowest unit sales since 95. And the lowest money since 2005 or something. It was really bad. Down 70% on Xbox because they just don't ship anything. Down 40% on PlayStation, I think it was, even though they heavily discounted stuff. And down 10 or 20% on Switch, despite having the Switch 2. But the Switch 2 wasn't really on sale, and Black Friday is always just about dumping excess inventory with huge sales.
Yeah. Do you know what I said? You remember when I was like, I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be as successful as the Switch 1. I think... look,
it can't be as cheap is the main issue.
No one's got any fucking money. Add that into it. But point 2 is it's just another Switch, you know. Same problem that I'm not dissing you, Nintendo fans, but it's the same problem that arguably the Xbox Series consoles had. It's the same problem that PlayStation had
and will have, and they're both like Xbox is changing things up quite a bit, so we'll see how it works. It's going to be very different with the hybrid approach.
Next gen doing this whole new thing. I have no idea how this is all going to shake out, but
at least it's different because the PS6 versus the PS5, it's just going to be a better PS5, but that's just the way these things go now.
Yeah, I don't know how it's all going to shake out. It's not dissing any particular platform or strategy. It's just this is a problem now, and no one's got any money. And does it justify itself? And the answer might be no.
0.01% of society has over half the money in America. Very
cool. In other Circana stats, Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was the best-selling game in November, but did not manage to beat Battlefield for best-selling game of the year overall.
It didn't beat 6 games.
Didn't beat a lot of things.
It barely has beaten its own previous game. It's 1 spot ahead of Black Ops 6 for the year.
Yeah, for the whole year. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's pretty much a bit of a shit show.
The only thing that seems to be up is subscriptions. and the overall market is expected to be bigger on the back of mobile and PC. The issue is, as console makers have known, is that consoles aren't getting bigger. They're actually starting to get a little smaller, which is very bad for an industry that has pretty much always been this. And then in 2020 just went, boo, oh shit. And now it's a very hard readjust. I'm really curious what's going to end up happening with the Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Because the issues around RAM and around SSDs are supposedly not going to get better until like 2028.
Didn't Samsung now signal that they're getting out of SSDs or something to that degree? I'm sure I read that. I'm going to have to Google that to make sure I'm not spreading.
There was only 4 to begin with, so if there's only 2 fabs left, then it will be horrible. I hope not.
Yeah, Samsung. I read it, and I'm reading here on PC Gamer. Samsung denies reports that it's exiting the SATA SSD.
Oh yeah.
market.
And they also denied that they were changing prices on customers and stuff like that.
So that is the scary thing about the internet. I read a thing, just passing by it, and then
you don't see
if I hadn't have Googled it, I didn't see the.
No. Well, that happened yesterday with Kick, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Kick is like posting Xbox One sound effect, or original Xbox load ups, and saying, "Hey Xbox," and then an app shows up, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, is Xbox partnering with Kick? What the hell?" And then Xbox comes out and says, "No, we are not partnering with Kick. And we are going to look into their content and policies and see if their app can stay on the store. But no one,
That's it.
No one really got the follow up. They just got the initial, fucking Xbox stepping on rakes all the time.
Yeah.
That's always the way.
Yeah. Yeah. While we're here, by the way, big hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us on this, for me, blustery and cold and windy and wet Thursday afternoon. But it's always lovely to see everybody. So welcome. Lovely to have you. If you could hit that like button while you're there, we'd appreciate it.
Oh my God. It's going to be almost 80 Fahrenheit today. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Everywhere's cold. We're in the little pocket of extreme heat on the bottom. It sucks. Don't like it.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, as I'm not a Grinch, I'm going to cover this next story. The Game Awards 2025 is the most watched ever, says Jeff Keighley, creator of the Game Awards. He shared some stats in a social media post earlier today, but like late yesterday kind of thing, while I was asleep, basically. But he said, thank you for making 2025 the most watched The Game Awards ever. Viewership was up 11% year on year, which meant 171 million plus global live streams of the full show, with 23,000 co-streams on Twitch and YouTube, which was up 50% year on year.
And everyone's God damn it, we got pinged 8 times for this stream.
Yeah. We got DMC 8/8s. Yes. But yeah, congrats, Jeff. Good show. It was a good show.
It was a good beginning to the show.
I liked it. I gave it a B overall. I think it's good. I enjoyed the Game Awards,
A+,
which I didn't think I would, because it was 4 hours long and I stayed up until 4:30 in the morning watching it. But I did. I had fun. In other news, though, this one is doing the rounds today. And remember Starfield? Do you remember Starfield, Jesse?
No, never heard of it.
That genre-defining RPG that everyone says sucked and was mixed reviews.
Yeah, the really well received for the first month, and then just shat on endlessly by people in the industry and fanboys online for the last few years.
But not Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. We see you, Greg. Starfield is a good game. Mm-hmm. Anyway, rumors started circulating that Starfield had a little secret squirrel meeting where they revealed what's next for the game to a select number of content creators and influencers, aka not press. So we haven't seen shit. Mm-hmm. But
Gaz seems to know what happened, really so I'm guessing Cult was there.
Some have suggested that this is Starfield's 2.0 Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty moment. Others, and those are the people that are really into the game. So the people that already love Starfield are like, oh my God, this is all just rumor and conjecture.
It was
the other
that until Jez came through to essentially confirm it with reporting on what they had been told. That was the Windows Central article last night. We had been in rumorville, but then Jez put on his journalism hat, got to work, and figured out what was what in the butt.
Yeah. It's going to get a big upgrade, apparently, but we don't know.
It's a lot
Jez
of
has put together some reporting, which I've linked in the chat.
It was a lot of the stuff we've heard about for a while, which was like more open space exploration, which people I think will get really bored of immediately, like they do in No Man's Sky, because just the fact that you can go into the empty void doesn't mean the empty void has anything to do. Less loading screens, which, I mean, fine. The main thing the game needs is more randomization in the points of interest, because it has a bajillion of them, but it just ends up feeding you the same ones constantly, because they're not like, it should be, okay, you've done all of these points of interest, now you go to this new planet, we're going to see new ones and different ones for you to see, and I think that would have helped a lot with the exploration.
I think, and I agree with Bash Video Editor in the chat here, calling it 2.0 may potentially be setting up for failure. But this is obviously one of Microsoft's biggest problems is leaky ship. Let's announce the announcement before it's been officially announced, and then the narrative is set, and then the actual narrative comes out. And if it's not meeting the high standards of the original rumored narrative, well, then it's an immediate failure. I think, or at least what I've heard, and this is not a fact. Do you know what? Maybe I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it.
Well,
I'm not even going to say it.
The big thing from Jez's report was yes, PS5. So Jon finally almost redeemed, except for he was way too early.
I wasn't. The rumor I heard, potentially, allegedly, supposedly, was that following Shattered Space and it not really doing great in terms of commercial and critical reception,
I like that.
Paused their plans a little bit, and they opted to do this and then get to here in 2026.
Yeah, because they had talked about how
and then PS5.
A bunch of small updates weren't what their player base really wanted. They realized they want a few big ones because they always break a lot of mods.
Yeah.
And the big thing from
none of this
Jez
is confirmed from
wasn't just PS5, but also Switch 2. What he said in his
Interesting. Starfield on Switch. I can see it running. It runs extremely performantly on. Oh God, cat! Please, no. Yes.
It was a 4-game experiment, and one of them took off like a rocket, and so they did the rest.
Yeah,
that's it. It wasn't. It's only ever going to be 4 games. It's a 4-game experiment. What does that mean when you take it to its logical conclusion? If it goes well, they're going to do more, and it did.
Just look at this industry, man. Look at how studios are shutting down and games are falling off, out of the gate, and then more studios get shut down and more people get fired, and Killzone's going to Xbox to a degree. Like, that's all of this has never happened before. We've never seen such unprecedented back and forth of IPs and franchises across platforms. It is the future. It is what's going to happen. Everyone's just going to have to suck it up and deal with it. I'm really bored of the continued kind of hand-wringing and pearl-clutching about precious exclusives going across now. It's done. Like, the conversation about the why is kind of over at this point. We know the why. Like, let's just all enjoy the games
The Circana
instead.
report tells you the why. Software and hardware is down.
Yeah.
Like, things aren't
People
making
are
as
like,
much money.
this
They need
device
money.
and this level of quality is good enough, right? And that's where it's kind of at. And with everything costing so much, like, I'm very curious how the next generation of hardware is going to play out, to be honest. I don't see it going well.
Great.
Well, not great.
It's going to be, and it's like the thing, like Valve's not looking to make mass market devices. And I was watching some coverage of the Steam frame. Like, yeah, but this thing's $1,000. I'm going to buy it over a Quest. And I'm like, you are the hardcore. These Quests have sold like 30 million and still not made any money because they keep wasting it on the metaverse. So VR is pretty much dead because Zuckerberg's an idiot. Steam is not stupid. They're not going to look to sell if the Steam frame and Steam machine end up being $800 to $1,200, depending on how crazy all the component prices get. They're not going to make a bajillion of them. They're not looking to be mass market. Microsoft, for their next consoles, aren't going to go apeshit and hope to sell 80 million. They're going to be at cost and not lose money. Like, PlayStation's next hardware is going to be pretty close to or at cost and not lose money. Nintendo's already there, and we see that they're selling less because of it. Like, no one's looking to do the loss leading device thing nonstop anymore like that. And we used to be... So at this point of a generation, and I saw one industry analyst be like, Xbox is in free fall. Like, they're not trying to sell hardware. So you can say it's stupid, you don't agree with it, but they're also not in free fall. They're not trying to sell hardware because this is the time of a generation you're supposed to be making profit on your hardware, and that doesn't happen anymore.
I genuinely believe they're just like, there's no point because we're changing how everything works for the next gen. So if we sell less of these, we'll piss less customers off. I don't know.
Well, no,
it's just pure like...
The moment, so that you have growth, the way they work is they have their growth targets and their thing. They immediately hit all their growth targets by buying it. They shifted money that was just losing value to inflation into assets. Those assets immediately got them more money made every year. And they're like, okay, now margins. We're aiming for 30%, especially because Call of Duty is at like 50% or above every year. So we want to hit 30% as a division, and they actually hit that as a division last quarter because Windows did better alongside getting costs down. And it's not 30% on everything. Jason Schreier made that clear in his reporting. We have no idea what it is 30% on, but they're in margin mode. They want to actually make the money now, and that's just not going to be a thing in hardware generations anymore. Where, okay, we're 5 years in. This now costs half as much to make, so we can go from 400 to 250, and we're still making, you know, 20, 30 bucks per console instead of losing the 200 bucks that they were, you know, allegedly on the Series X throughout the entire generation, which has only gone up. So the price has gone up. Like, it's bad. It's a bad cycle that everyone who makes any type of hardware is now stuck in.
Sounds terrible. Anyway, speaking of other things that aren't going to get any more new content, Forza Motorsport, Turn 10 have said they're done. They're finished. They're finitoed with further support for the latest Forza Motorsport release, with all eyes now turning towards Forza Horizon and support over there. Obviously, we know earlier this year, Turn 10 was reportedly almost gutted as a studio, following perhaps the lackluster performance of Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, Forza Motorsport is a very, very good game now. That was not that at launch, despite having such an incredibly long development period. Really, really curious what went on there. I think one of the main issues, and man, this footage is blown out on, there it is, from Gyotso. I think one of the main issues was it's so sterile. Like, it's the most... I'm in an airport in the expensive lounge listening to the most garbage ambient music UI I've ever seen. Like, it's so boring. But then when you're on the track, it's amazing. But it was also missing content there and had lots of bugs. The color grading was off. People like it super vibrant and not realistic. And I do think that's one place where Gran Turismo doesn't push the unbelievable realism on daytime and nighttime and weather effects and all that. You just have a set look and they bake it in, and people really like that, even though if it does kind of look weird that the car doesn't move at all, if you're stuck on a plane with it. But outside of that, it was in this weird area between sim and arcade. It is very simcade, but then more sim than it had ever been. But also, the people who really want sim just go to like Assetto Corsa or a bunch of other games that are everywhere and have more support for their sim rigs than like a console can. So even though this is on PC, it stinks because it is a good game now, and hopefully they do come back to Forza Motorsport at some point. But I wouldn't be too sad if their track racing became Project Gotham in the future.
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Go in the city and have fun.
Yeah.
And it can be very, you know, it can be a little, it'll be track focused. It won't be open world like Forza, so it's not, you know, getting in the way of Forza, but be a really fun simcade city-based track thing. That's, you know,
that would be fun. That's
also not super douchey like Forza Horizon is. I'm sorry, but Forza Horizon is hard to play sometimes because of how goddamn cringy.
Oh, mate, you missed a checkpoint. I love it.
But yeah,
I love it. Forza Horizon forever.
It's an amazing game, but oh my god, is it hard to listen to most of the time.
The soundtracks are usually always good.
Oh, the soundtracks are amazing, but you want to hear what the people are saying, so you know what's going on, but then you hear them talking and you want to jab your ears with a screwdriver.
That too. In other news, the industry discourse around AI and the use of AI in video games has reached a fever pitch this week with the...
a few throwaway lines in a Jason Schreier interview with Swen Vincke of Larian Studios fame, talking about how they use some of it to help ideate their work in the art department for like previs and figuring things out, where the artists use, and we don't know what tool they use. Is it something that's built off of all of Larian's assets? I think the main issue is the term AI doesn't actually mean anything anymore, because there are so many tools that are very different in nature in how they were built that are all just called AI, And everyone really hates generative AI that was used from people's content without their consent. And it's like you're just taking other people's work. Like that was what OpenAI and freaking Google just did and all this shit, where they just took people's art and videos and movies and music and writing and they just stole it all. Versus like machine learning and tools and things like Claude and stuff that programmers like using in various ways. Every studio, every programmer is very different. Some are like, don't need it ever. Others are like, yeah, use it here and there to just automate some boring shit. It's not going away. And from the very limited amount of people...
How dare you be positive about it?
It's not even positive. It's just reporting on reality.
No!
It was funny. It was Chris Scullion was writing on Blue Sky this morning, I think, and he's like, people always conflate reporting on something on how it is versus saying supporting it. And it's like, no, we don't. All the generative AI shit sucks. I hate it. The chats and all this shit that are getting people to unalive themselves and whatnot are horrible. But there are also useful tools that are tied to the AI moniker that have nothing to do with it. It felt like they were at a point here, and I have to take this phone call. It's about fixing my dryer. They were at a point here where they should not talk about AI ever.
Yeah, it is the case, unfortunately, that if an AI studio goes, yeah, we use it in some instances, everyone just seems to go absolutely mental about it. And I get it. I do get it, because why would I want my product that I'm buying, that I'm passionate about, to be filled with generative AI slop? But there's a huge difference between what you, as someone who can access ChatGPT and generate an image, versus some of the use cases that I have seen for AI. An example, I've shared it on this show before, at Gamescom this year, Razer gave me a live demonstration of an AI product that they have for quality assurance testing, where during gameplay, it is automatically registering bugs and recording the clip, showing you the process instantly and putting them into the system, and also flagging if it's already been reported and then ignoring it. That sort of thing is just a smart piece of technology. It is also machine learning and AI. Are we going to draw a line there and be like, no, we need to save all the jobs for the quality assurance people? And I get that too, right? Because it's going to have a knock-on effect. But at some point, technology does what technology does. It improves, it changes things. New industries come in, old industries go out. I agree it's bad for the planet. I agree it's frustrating for people that actually want to do the job manually. But some of the developers, I think Warhorse's developer for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he was waxing lyrical about, like, this is just how it is. Like, this is the future. All the big studios are going to be doing something like this somewhere. And if you really are adamantly against it, well, then maybe you're not going to be playing many video games. I don't think any game is going to get to a point where they're doing all the AI, but like their AI is building all the game. I think that's a million miles away. But there are use cases that make sense from a production point of view. I get it. It's just life. Like, I'm not defending it. I just understand it. You know. Oh my God, Tao John. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it is what it fucking is, bro. It is. I'm not going to be able to do anything about it. They're already in existence. They're already in use. Probably any AAA game you've played this year used AI in some part of the development. And less teams are disclosing it. And that's only going to increase. So what do you want me to say? Do you want me to say this is bad and we should just completely never play those things again? Fuck that. I like playing video games. I'm sorry. I'm not giving up my one thing that I like just because to take a stance. And if you want me to take that emotional stance, well, then you're on your own, man. Sorry. I don't care enough. I just want to play cool video games.
Not caring is the main issue people are going to run into when they try and talk about it in public. The public won't care.
That is absolutely right.
Most people,
like,
don't know the bad things. They don't care. They just want to use the things they like.
Yeah. And I am one of those people.
Oh, Tao
I'm all
John's
for
there
having
yelling.
it.
How is this
Yeah,
reporting?
I know. That's what I was saying.
Justifying.
That's what I was responding to.
Yeah. Tao,
Like,
you sound like an idiot. Listen to what's being said. It's saying what is being used and what is being done, not condoning all of it.
yeah, like the example I gave you, Tao John, that I was just discussing about that program that they've invented that does this cool thing with machine learning, or the way that Embark Studios used it to program reactive animations for some of their machines. And so the machines actually learn natively in the game to overcome problems. Like, those are cool examples of AI.
And a lot of those
but
are
to
also,
just tar the brush and
they're
be like,
also
no,
local.
it's all bad. And Jesse keeps interrupting me while I'm making a point. You know, that's what we should get mad at. We need
You
an
had
AI
5 minutes.
that
You're
immediately comes in and gags you like this.
oh, no one can hear John anymore. All right. No. There's also, it's local versus data center, water, planet boiling stuff. It's not the same. It is a very nuanced discussion that has mostly been ruined by idiot executives like Mr. Sven here, who just completely crashed out on social media and did a whole take away my banner, take away my profile, change my picture on Twitter in like a huff. Like, get offline. You are an old, rich, incredibly successful person. Stop. Everyone needs to stop being so online. It's not kids who need to be off social media. It's everyone.
Everyone
and with
30
Twitter,
plus.
in 2026, any post you put on Twitter, you immediately agree that they can use it whenever they want, however they want, whether it's AI or whatever. So everyone should get off Twitter. Should already be off Twitter, but they're not.
Okay. I feel like you're not.
It's not.
I feel like we're.
It's not. It's one big AI. It's what I said. People don't understand what AI is. Like, it becomes everything, whether it's a local tool you're using on a little NUC that's got an MPU in it. Well, it's got AI in there, so you're boiling the ocean. It's like, man, that thing uses like 300 watts. Yeah. I'm just running local models that I've built to help me with stuff with machine learning.
Which, to my knowledge, is the stuff that Embark did, right?
Yeah. Like local models on your own things. If you're stealing content, I don't care if it's local or data center. Like, if you're stealing content, it sucks. But if you're building your own shit...
That's the type of AI that could get in the bin, right? And people are saying it in the chat. Generative stuff that has learned off of real human artists. That's the kind of stuff that's like, ugh, I don't need that. It doesn't do anything. Can I understand as a person with a business why another business might be like, well, if I do this, it means I can do this faster and I can use it as placeholder, which is what a lot of these companies are doing. Do I understand that? Yeah. Do I agree with it? Do I think it's cool? No. But there are cases for AI, not the blanket term use that you guys get angry about online, but machine learning and other elements that are clever, that are cool, that are doing smart stuff, that aren't burning the ocean.
And they are few and far between compared to what executives want to keep pushing. And that's the main problem, is that executives want to keep pushing it as some amazing tool that can do everything, and it can't. It's a specialized tool that smart people are able to use well. Yeah. In some cases. The end. Next story.
Well, the next story is still on that AI train. Satya Nadella is like, we must all embrace AI, and if you can't get on board with that, fellow executives, you're out of here. I genuinely, I think he is so wrong about the general consumer use case for AI that I think that it is going to destroy a lot of Microsoft shareholder value, which is a good thing.
I think one pint Johnny in chat is Satya Nadella.
Do you?
Read what he said.
Don't take my AI wife away from me. You can't force people to use this stuff. And the amount of me having to consistently and constantly uninstall Copilot, disable the apps, and then every update, we're going to reinstall it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I haven't bought a new keyboard because I don't want to see a Copilot button on my fucking keyboard. I just don't. No matter how much Microsoft tries to make it a thing, I am not interested, right? And that is the biggest problem they've got, and I think that they can't solve for it because what they're trying to sell to consumers is solving a problem, or they're trying to sell a solution to a problem that doesn't exist. Cool. I can type a prompt in and it will spit out a bunch of generic shit. That's not useful to me. That's not my voice. That's not my art. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's dumb. See, Tao John, I hope we can
No,
come
he
to some
immediately
sort
just
of
said, how is this
consensus
hard to
here.
understand that any engagement with AI incentivizes companies to use more? And I give him a
Because
day
you're
off.
generalizing AI to just be this blanket term, and
The
that's not
big
accurate,
bad
mate.
shit, yes. But there's
Also-
actual tools from the people that know how they work.
My cat just ran past. She has a stinky butt. Just generally, the stinky butt. We need an AI to clean my cat's butt. So Satya Nadella, bro, this is the wrong call,
There's
man.
two options. He knows and is in too deep, or he is completely crazy.
Yeah.
Either one is not great for people who have money in Microsoft, but there is no great future for people who have a ton of money into AI. It's just not going to... Like, there was one of the big subtitle providers for Japan, I think it was, or like Asia as a whole, for their form of writing, got bought by a venture capital company that then tried to make everything AI and then made no money from it, and now we're trying to charge like $2,000 a month for what used to be $350 a month.
It's fucking hilarious.
But yeah.
It's just going to burst. The bubble will burst, and then it'll all crash and it'll
But
get
yeah,
back to
and
normal.
as Sparta says, game of the year, 2 years in a row, like Expedition 33, Baldur's Gate 3, AI forward-thinking
used
companies.
AI.
Hi-Fi Rush 2 coming from an AI-first publisher in Nexon,
Yeah.
who are mainly doing it because the South Korean government's like, we will give you a lot of money if you like AI. And they're like, we like AI.
It is very frustrating to me that there can't be a reasonable conversation around it, because there are so many folks that are insistent on just noping out as soon as the phrase is used, but they don't discern between the different types. That's a shame.
But
there are some
it is
genuinely cool,
because
progressive things.
of how it's been sold to us.
Yep.
Like the well was poisoned for the few cool ways to use it that don't boil the oceans. Because I right now, Christ, if I already had some memory on me, I right now could buy hardware that is built for running AI stuff that doesn't boil an ocean to do anything. Oh yeah, Crafton, sorry. It is Crafton who bought them in our AI first, but I bet you Nexon likes AI because they're in the same place.
Yep. In other news, and I'm going to fly through a few of these.
Does Nexon use
We're just gonna
AI?
carry on going.
Yep. It's going to be a 3-hour show. Yes, Nexon uses AI in its development process. And there's a whole article here about it. There you go.
There you go.
Every game company is now using AI. Nexon's CEO defends. So there you go.
Lovely.
Anyways, to
in
cut
other
off John
news-
again.
My God, you have been doing it a lot this show. I don't know why.
You got like 5 minutes
Dunno
on your
why.
own. We got to catch up. It's the Nick idea of how time works.
It's the Nick effect. In PlayStation news, Sucker Punch Productions co-founder Brian Fleming departs, leaving long-time creative and technical leaders Jason Cannell and Adrian Bentley to serve as co-studio heads, as reported by Sol Romano over at Gamatsu. Brian Fleming's been there for 30 years. He's now passed the reins over to his technical leaders to be the new co-studio heads.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
In that industry,
This is what
that's
I mean,
insane.
man. This is a young industry, so we're seeing now all those pioneers from the 80s and stuff starting to just nope out now.
I mean,
I did see another story about a studio lead also stepping down. I can't remember for what studio now, but I saw that.
it was it's the Exodus guy.
Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Because he's like, we're far enough in. We're just in the polishing phase. I feel like I've done my stuff. But we
stop the presses.
We did
Stop
missed a member
everything.
and we missed 2 tips.
Stop everything.
Oh.
Lucius Augustus Rex, who was a member for 21 months, says certain media people even use this as a way to point hate towards Sandfall Interactive and Expedition 33. I won't say this person's name, but we all know who it is. Who would that be? I don't know who that is. Should I know who that is?
If it's someone on Twitter or something, I don't even want to think about it.
Lucius, whisper to me who it is. I don't know who that is.
But there were also 2 tips on the AI subject. One from Mr. Charez. AI is trash. I work at a bank where it's being used. Not just game devs use it, man. If you want to boycott Larian, boycott the whole world win. Yeah, it really sucks because people are trying to hamstring it in things that it doesn't work well with, and that's why people hate it. The The blanket term AI has poisoned the well against any useful tools that could ever be associated with it that don't destroy the environment. And then Tiberius Monk with $5 says, as Jon once said, at the end of the day, it's just video games. These AI tools are here to stay whether we like it or not. Let's take a critical but nuanced view in regards to AI in video games. And the critical but nuanced view is all the generative shit that stole people's IP is bad by default. That is where you can generalize. It is just bad. The stuff that's huge data center bullshit that was stolen art.
Yep, completely true.
And Relski uses it at work, and they don't mind it. Sometimes it's okay.
I'm just shouting this out because I can. Nissa Hauer in the chat. Oh. I got Console Wars for my sister-in-law. Awesome. I hope they enjoy. If you didn't know this and you're watching, by the way, right now, Console Wars, the card game, is available to buy and makes the perfect Christmas gift for the gamer in your life. Just head to Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk and buy now. Yeah. Maybe not. Well, best of luck to Brian Fleming, wherever they end up, or if they're just retiring forever. In other news, the big fight between Sony and Tencent over the Horizon-inspired, allegedly, Light of Motiram. Motiram, I would call it. Motiram, yeah. It's been delisted, and the lawsuit has been settled. And the result of that settlement has seen the game be delisted from Steam and Epic's game store. So I guess that's that.
It was very obvious what was going on. I wouldn't be shocked. So the way it all was, they were trying to get the Horizon IP from Sony to make this game, and Sony just kept saying, nah, because it turns out they already had one coming from NCSoft, who love AI, by the way, and that game is full of it. Allegedly, supposedly. And Tencent just kept going anyways. They're like, we're just going to keep making this, and it's going to really aesthetically look potentially, supposedly similar to Horizon while being a survival crafting game. Unlike the NCSoft one, which is more an action RPG, MMOE thing. So, yeah. Weird thing. The idea of copyright and IP rights are very different depending on what part of the world you're in. And I do think that is one thing people run into a lot of times where, why are all these companies like, oh, she's just on fire. Why are all these companies just stealing works? It's because they figured other countries where it's not seen as a big deal to use other people's IP, we're going to fly ahead of them because they would use every movie and they would use every show. They would have all of it, and their models would just be better because it would be built on everything without worrying about getting the rights for it. And this is the type of thing that makes them think that way, that they can just break the law. Like, if I can't pay my bill next month, I don't just get to rob a bank because, well, I need it. But these companies have enough money where they seem to be able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Sounds about right. Holy focus, Batman. Come on, camera. Do your thing. I don't know. It's out of focus now. It doesn't seem to want to focus anymore. You again. It's broken.
Mephisto is in your camera.
Last couple of news stories for this week. Fallout Season 2 is out. And of course, it wouldn't be a video game without some video game crossover IPs. Mm-hmm. Call of Duty is collaborating with Fallout, the series, with a bunch of skins that have come to the game or are coming to the game in Season 1. And there are 2 Fallout-themed dynamic backgrounds now available on your Xbox Series consoles if you want to
not dynamic.
Celebrate. Oh, it's just
the Fallout 76 Burning Springs one is just the key art. It doesn't move. And then the Season 2 one is the key art, but then they do their little, warping effects and move stuff around on it like they normally do.
Yeah.
So the Fallout TV show one is good, and they have finally really started focusing on having everything on like that top half of the screen.
Thank God.
They still work, but I will always probably end up sticking with my Cyberpunk one.
That's
a good one. There's so many.
I'm enjoying my snowy theme. This is my snowy theme for the winter.
I can barely be seen on camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I live. If I went this way, this way. If I went this way, the camera would.
There you go.
There you go. See, I could just sit like that. There you go. It's a snowy warthog.
Your camera drunkenly follows you. It's just it's not on a gimbal or anything, right? It's just a digital.
It's AI.
Yeah, so it's digital. Like there is that camera, that podcast that we used to like the dumb thumbnails from, but now he uses AI. Had the one that was on a gimbal that would follow him, so it's like
That's
actually
cool.
moving, so it's quick, but it was also AI assisted.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of AI assisted tools here locally, so I'm not burning down the planet, right? But what if they burn the oceans to invent them?
Yep.
I don't even know anymore. Existential crisis, Batman. But I can do all sorts of silly shit. Like I can change like the lighting on this and make it pop, or make my background all quiet like this, which is odd.
Man, who is watching stuff on the XboxEra YouTube? Like what? I gotta say, this H-Jack Apple TV trailer from a week ago has a terrible thumbnail with Idris Elba, and young Sherlock just looks like a simp over there on Prime Video.
Well,
World War Z coming to collaborating with The Walking Dead finally.
yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Anyway, that is pretty much all the news of the week. But let's look back. Let's cast our minds back, boys and girls, ladies and gents.
Yeah, comfy.
Look at 2025 as a whole. Get comfy. We'll play it as a game, Jesse. You're not allowed to look at the show notes. January 2025. What was the biggest news story?
I have
of
no idea.
2025 in January. No
You could
idea
ask
at
me
all?
that. What's the biggest news story of November, and I wouldn't know everything. There's too much.
Well, rewind to almost a year ago. The Nintendo Switch 2 got announced. So we've nearly had a year of Nintendo Switch 2 being in the news, although it didn't come out until like June, right? It didn't come out until June the 5th. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Right when everyone was at Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, because I got one on the last day.
Thank God you did.
Yeah. It was fun. So that was the biggest news story of 2025.
January.
Of January. In February, I'm just going through, by the way, to put this together, I haven't actually Googled what the biggest news stories are. I'm not looking at metrics. I'm looking back at our past headlines episodes to see what we covered. In February, we obviously saw the double drop of Avowed, and I think South of Midnight. Did they both come out in Feb? That doesn't feel right to me.
I don't think South of Midnight was February.
I think Avowed
was February.
did.
South of Midnight was early April, and then Doom was early May. Yeah.
But in February, we had Phil Spencer on the show on the XboxEra podcast, episode 250, which was one of our most watched episodes ever, which is always nice. According to our March headlines episodes, the two big subjects were Assassin's Creed Shadows and Xbox Play Anywhere hitting 1,000 games back in March.
And it just keeps flying up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not that far off from 2,000 now.
Yeah, the Play Anywhere, I look at that as like the first thing I do when I want to install a game. Like, I think Splitgate folks pinged me a code for Splitgate Arena Unleashed, or whatever it's called now for Splitgate 2. And I was like, is that Play Anywhere? I hope it's Play Anywhere. But if not, I think I've got a Steam code for it anyway. So we had Assassin's Creed Shadows. We had Xbox Play Anywhere stuff. In April, we had the announcement for the Xbox Game Showcase, along with an Outer Worlds 2 Direct and the release of South of Midnight. We also had the Game of the Year release with Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and the Shadow Drop of Oblivion Remastered.
Yeah, that was a big month. That was the month where supposedly their mindset changed on how to focus on Game Pass, which kind of led to the price increase as much as anything, which was we need a month like April all the time to keep people subscribing and staying subscribed and being engaged. And that month was expensive.
And Clair Obscur was the biggest third-party release on Game Pass for the year. So good for Soundfall Interactive. In May, we had the miserable news of Xbox increasing prices again. But we also had the pleasant news of Console Wars, the card game, being announced at retail and shipping to Amazon customers across Europe and North America, which was always cool. Because we did that, and we didn't use any AI. We did it all on our own because we're clever. in June, we went to Summer Games Fest, and I got to see Jesse for the first time in person that year. We saw the Xbox PC app get Steam integration. We got to go hands-on with the Xbox Ally X for the first time. I did, yeah. I say we, collectively we.
We had to luck our way into being able to do anything with Microsoft, like always.
Yeah, and we had a really good time and thoroughly enjoyed traveling and seeing LA and all of that stuff. But then from the highs of June to the lows of July, July saw studio closures and cancellations, seeing Perfect Dark get shut down and the initiative shuttered. We saw eventually Contraband, multiple studios getting their project funding pulled. What else did we get shut down in July?
Project Blackbird and the ZeniMax team essentially being ripped.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
rubbish.
Not good.
It was.
Yeah, and it was continued around Xbox sales declining because they just aren't shipping hardware, and everyone. It was another kick in the Xbox dying. Gonna go third party route from
Spada in the chat. Everwild as well. Yeah. That was that one. Got shut down. It was a bad time, but in Nintendo land, Switch 2 became the fastest selling console in history. So congrats to Nintendo. A month on from release, they confirmed that, and it was all fun and games. In August, we saw the return of Xbox Design Labs, and obviously the biggest gaming show of the year with Gamescom, which we all attended.
It was amazing while we were there. It was terrible getting home. It was great while we were there. But,
it was such a good time.
Yeah.
Roll on this coming year. It's going to be even bigger, even better. There's so much to play, so much to do.
You'll have fun.
I can't wait.
I'll cheer you
You're
on from the
coming. You're
sidelines.
not coming, mate. You're going to have to suck it up.
I'm not flying. I'm not traveling the way I did last year. I'm not going to Frankfurt. Frankfurt is
It makes less sense flying into the UK. That's crazy because I haven't got anywhere I can put you up for a night.
No, I literally would rather just fly there, wait a while, get it connecting to Cologne. I am not going to Frankfurt again. That airport is horrendous, and their trains, while comfy and nice, are always late. So when you're 5 hours before your flight and you leave and you board the plane as they're doing last call because you had to wait 3.5, 4 hours to get through check-in because the app didn't work. Not interested.
That's fair. In September, we saw the release of Gearbox Software's Borderlands 4, which really does feel like it came and kind of went.
Go look at all the games that have come out this year. That's most of them.
I know.
Most of them feel like that. Like Gears of War Reloaded was in August.
Yeah. Wow.
Helldivers 2 was in August on Xbox, and even that one.
Looking back at this year laid out in like 12 lines of typing, I'm like, oh my God, all of these things happened, and we did all these things. We covered all this stuff this year, and it feels like April doesn't feel that long ago, but it is in reality.
And when you look at the charts in the US, Borderlands 4 sold fine. It's just like, what is the online zeitgeist focused on? And
I think
it has
it's
not been that.
number 4 or 5 best-selling game of the year. So commercially, it did pretty
It
great.
might not be at their expectations because you never know what those are. They might have been incredibly high because 3 sold so well, but 3 sucked. And then
I'm still waiting for the Battlefield 6 has lost 80% of its player base or something.
Well, even Arc Raiders is losing a bunch, but it's like no one can maintain everything. You get your highs, and then you find your audience, and like even Helldivers 2 might not be doing killer on console, but it just has that PC audience that's always there. And Call of Duty might not be doing anything on Steam anymore, but that's because everyone's on BattleNet. Like you never know. It's just.
I know.
It
always makes me laugh.
The public numbers we get are what people will focus on and think is all of the picture when it's a teeny tiny bit.
Yeah. In September as well, we also saw Forza Horizon 6 Japan get revealed, which we're all very excited to see more of next year. October brought us more Game Pass price increases, much to the anger of everybody, and the addition of Fortnite Crew into Game Pass.
It actually wasn't everybody. It was Nick. Loved it. He didn't give a shit. It saved him money.
Delighted. But we also saw the Asus ROG Xbox Ally launch, and our review went live, which was super cool. Microsoft got us in to the review program for that one, so we were able to bring you advanced hands-on hardware review, which was really nifty. November, we saw GTA 6 get delayed again. from its previously delayed date of May 2026 to November of 2026.
Definitely hitting that.
But we also saw Valve's new hardware get announced with the Steam Machine.
Hybrid console.
It's a console. Everyone else said but Valve. And we saw their Steam frame and, a new controller and all of that fun stuff.
It all looks really neat, but we don't know what the hell the prices are going to be.
Not yet. And then to cap off the year, I don't think there's going to be a bigger story than this for December. Warner Brothers was announced as being acquired by Netflix, including the studios and the film studios, but not the Discovery part, which is being sectioned off. And then shock horror, Paramount, who were like, what? But we want it. They tried to aggressively outbid, and now Netflix have been like, nah, this isn't a really good bid, folks. We're recommending Warner Brothers are like, nah, we want to stick with Netflix. So I look forward to hearing about that over the course of the next 18 months. At least while that all happens. And that was it. That's like a year in video games. And obviously we've missed a lot.
But you hit all the little things, and it's like, it's very easy to understand why so much comes and goes. There's only so much time in a day. Everyone's got their normal jobs for the most part. And even when you do this full time, like I've reviewed 61 or 62 games this year, and I don't remember the majority of them unless I go and look it up.
It's mad. It's a lot of games. But we did it. And we've done another year of headlines. Like we said, we really appreciate everybody that comes in, tunes in with us twice a week. Big changes coming to everything. A little tease here. Big changes coming to 2026 for this team and this crew and what we do and how we do it. I'm not going to say much more than that.
It's mostly just trying to actually have like systems and understand stuff and not fly by the seat of our pants.
We're just going to build a load of AI tools. No, I'm joking. We are going to be reaching out to our patrons for a little conversation about some of those big changes. Hopefully very early 2026. And we'll be bringing you on board to test some cool shit. So we're really looking forward to that and hope that you like some of the things that we're going to share. I won't tease much more because I've still got a shitload of work to do between now and when the hell that's launching.
No, and it's not. It's not like site changing on what we focus on or anything. It's just trying to do more cool things because Patreon didn't grow at all. In fact, it went down a little bit this year.
Yeah, we're trying to do more cool things for you lot. Yeah. Because we still believe, maybe I'm wrong, but I think if you build cool community features and community tools and you build a place where people feel like they have a cool little corner of the internet that's theirs, away from the toxicity and the stupidity and the vitriol, they'll stick around.
Away from Nick.
Well, we can't do much about Nick.
Well, the things Nick likes, excuse me.
Yeah.
Do you see how mean he was to you during the podcast?
I saw how mean you both. I
was just making him laugh with some jokes, and he actually meant it.
Honestly,
not nice.
It's low-hanging fruit. But we'll be back. We'll be back early January with the first episode of Headlines after the new year. So next week, though, you can expect Jesse and I to do some hangout streams in place of Headlines if you want to tune in and just hang out for
2 weeks, really, because there's going to be nothing to talk about on December 30th. There's probably going to be nothing to talk about on January 1st. Probably January 6th. So 2.5 weeks from now. But there will be other stuff in the meantime.
We'll put some bits together. But also, we deserve a little bit of a break too. It's been a busy year.
What's a break?
Yeah, I know, right? All right, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for an amazing 2025 of news coverage. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.